Rosh Hashanah Daf Chof Hey, how's everybody doing? Brand new Mishnah, says the Mishnah, that if the Eidim testify that they saw the moon in the morning and it was to the east, and they saw the moon in the evening and it was to the west, Rashi's Rebbes explained the Gemara that they're referring to two moons, the older moon and the new moon, and Moilad is in the middle. Rashi says no. Both of these testimonies are regarding the new moon. And typically speaking, the moon doesn't speed up that fast that it goes from Mizrach to Ma'ariv within 12 hours. And you can't really see it for 24 hours. But Rabbi Gamliel nevertheless accepted the testimony because once in a while the moon does speed up, as the pasuk says, Shemesh Yodem Avai. We all know when the sun is going to rise and set, but Yereach, when it comes to the moon, nobody knows. Rav Chizda took some dirt and he threw it towards the moon, and he says, I don't understand, moon. I need you to cover yourself. Today, it's the 29th of Elul, and this year, we don't want Yom Kippur to come back to back with Shabbos. I need you to go away. But they said, go to another place and be Mekadesh the moon over there. Go to Ein Tav. And when he was there, he sent a message to Rebbe. It was a hint. David Melech Yisrael Chai V'Kayom. In other words, it is Rosh Chodesh. They once saw the moon on Chav Tes, and the Bezin wanted to be Mekadesh it, and Rabbi Gamliel says, you can't do that. I have a Kabbalah that from Moilad to Moilad takes at least 29 and a half days, 2/3 of an hour, and 73 chalakim, which, by the way, NASA discovered that's exactly the number to the fraction of a second. And to prove his point that it's not Rosh Chodesh today, Rabbi Gamliel gave a great hesped on a woman that wasn't worthy for his hesped to show that today is not Rosh Chodesh. If the Edom say, we saw the moon on the 29th, and then you go check and it's not there at night, Rabbi Gamliel said, let's accept their testimony. In fact, Rabbi Shua was upset. He said, my Yom Kippur is not going to be on your day, it's going to be the next day. I don't trust these Edom. Rabbi Gamliel says, I want you to come with your stick, with your muktzah, with your money, on Yom Kippur, that's your Yom Kippur, and prove that I'm right. Yom Kippur is the day earlier. And he's very upset, Rabbi Shua, and Rabbi Kiva was menachem him. He says in the pasuk, Atem, we could read it Atem 3 times to teach us that if Bezdin make a mistake, they accept testimony from false Edom, or they're b'shoigeg, b'mezid, regardless of what it is, it's always Rosh Chodesh based on what the Bezdin say, and therefore Rabbi Shua, you have nothing to worry about. Rosh Chodesh is when Rabbi Gamliel said it, and Yom Kippur is on his day, not your day. You're not mechalal Yom Kippur. And then Rabbi Shua went to Rabbi Daisa, and he said to Rabbi Shua, why does a pasuk not say the names of all the Skenim? It just talks about Moishe and Aaron to teach us that every Bezdin in every generation could be as chashav as Moshe Rabbeinu. In fact, the Torah compares Moshe, Aaron, and Shmuel, the 3 Gdolei Olam. To Shmuel is even compared to Moshe and Aaron. And on the other hand, we have Yerubal, Bedan, and Yiftach. What's Pshat? Because Shofet Bayam Mehem, you're being judged by the judge of your days. So Rabbi Shua shows up to Rabbi Gamliel as he was told to do with his stick and his money. Rabbi Gamliel saw him. Rabbi Gamliel stood up, kissed him on the head, and he said, Rebbe, you're my Rebbe, you taught me Torah, and you're my Talmud because you accepted what I told you. And because we see that a gadol like Rabbi Shua listened to Ktanim, so Ktanim, smaller people, certainly will make a kavachomer and say, we have to listen to the Gdolim. And with that we finish the Perek, Hadron Allah im Einam Makirim. The following Perek is called Ra'uhu Bezdin. If Bezdin saw the moon, but they didn't have a chance to be Mekadesh the Chodesh, and it already became dark, and you can't be Mekadesh the Chodesh at night. So they lost that day, now they have to make Rosh Chodesh on the following day. Even if of all Klal Yisrael saw the moon, it became known that today's Rosh Chodesh, today is the moon. And in a case where the Edom were interrogated and ready to go, but it already turned dark, you cannot finish it off at night. Whereas when it comes to a judgment about monetary issues, if you start off during the day, you have permission to finish at night. If Bezdin saw the moon at night, so 2 out of the entire 71 Bezdin should testify in front of the rest of the Bezdin, because if you don't have this testimony, what are they going to be Mekadesh the Chodesh with? You need them to say something. But if the Bezdin saw it during the day, so there's no need for somebody to testify. They saw it with their own eyes. So the rest of the Bezdin will just say Mekudesh. If 3 people from the Bezdin saw the moon, you can't have 2 testifying to 1. because one is not enough. It doesn't have the money, so you have to add another 2 people to the one, and it'll be 2 testifying to 3. Whereas when it comes again to monetary issues, you could have a yachid mumcha, a professional, he could be dan dini mamanis, not when it comes to the moon. And the proof is, there's nobody as professional as Moshe Rabbeinu, yet HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, you need to add Aaron HaKohen to the mix. Have a wonderful day.